All right, we're in Storm Center today for obvious reasons. Live image here from Portsmouth. And Dana's been telling us in the break here that depending on where you are, this storm is very different today. Yeah, it really depends where you are. So if you're in areas in southern Maine, you were saying how it's just kind of a gross day.
Yeah,
we didn't get
sloppy.
too much snow accumulation so far. But if you're in an area like the county, this would be kind of one of the biggest snowstorms of the year so far. So this is what our radar currently looks like. We've been watching the location of that rain snow line. So most areas up in northern Maine still seeing moderate to heavy snow, especially kind of right in the foothills right now. And then closer to the coastline, that's where we're starting to see that changeover from some snow into that mixed precipitation. You can kind of see it in the purple colors there right by Portland. The best chance to kind of get in on that plain rain and freezing rain action is going to be along the immediate coastline, and then some areas inland kind of within the next few hours. But statewide visibility has been extremely poor. We just saw that webcam of Portsmouth. There's a lot of fog hanging around, so most of us across the state seeing visibility right around a mile. So visibility in total hasn't been very good as this storm moves through. Within the next few hours, we'll start to see that rain snow line once again begin to push a little bit farther north. I think the best chance to get some of that plain rain is going to be the mid-coast through areas of immediate down east Maine. Sometimes southern coastal Maine, it's a little bit harder to kind of warm up there. So I think we'll end up with some more mixed precipitation or some of that freezing rain. And then for the duration of this storm, northern Maine is going to continue to have that moderate to heavy snow basically the entire time. Once we get to evening commute time, in general, a lot of the precipitation will have exited at that point. However, temperatures are going to start to fall. They'll be getting down into the 20s already by about 5 p.m., which means where you have some of that kind of slushiness is going to freeze over fairly quickly. So I think it could be pretty slippery for the evening commute as well as the commute tomorrow morning, even though it'll be pretty sunny by the time we get to tomorrow morning. Also, about 9 to 10 p.m. tonight, there is a chance of some snow showers moving through central Maine. Those are kind of on the back end of this system as it departs, so most of those should be light, but kind of will give you a little burst of snow as they go through. Overnight tonight, it's going to get very cold, and then tomorrow morning is going to be a lot of sunshine, but again, it's going to be very cold, it's going to be very windy, so in general, I don't think it's going to be a super nice day. And then on Saturday, we start with some sunshine, but then we'll increase our cloud cover, and that's because we have another storm that'll be moving in for the weekend. I'll talk more about that one in a minute because we kind of have a lot going on before we even get there. So for the rest of this storm, if you have already switched over from snow, you're not really going to get any more accumulation, especially along the coastline. Could get an additional 1 to 2 inches in areas a bit farther inland. And then in the county, where they still have several more hours of heavy snowfall, could even pick up a couple more inches. Definitely one of the bigger storms of the season up there. Then we also have the chance for some of that ice accumulation where we have that kind of switch over where that rain snow line is going to be located. And that's in the areas here shaded in that pink color, as well as I think a bit farther south than what it's showing here on this model. And if that wasn't enough, tomorrow is going to be extremely windy. Could see wind gusts upwards of 45 to even 50 miles per hour. Therefore, the National Weather Service has issued a wind advisory for the entire state of Maine. Gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Could see some isolated power outages as well as some blowing snow up north. And then if that wasn't enough, we have another storm that's going to be coming in for Sunday. This one is going to be very similar to the storm we're seeing today, except it's going to be more powerful. So we'll likely start out with some snow, then we'll be watching the location of that rain snow line, and this system sticks around long enough that we might end up with some even more snow kind of on the back end of that system as well. So stick with us this weekend. We'll have a lot to talk about with that one. And in general, the farther you get south, the more precipitation types you'll get with that storm on Sunday. Marine forecast sees 6 to 9 feet gale warning in effect because of how windy it is. So we have a lot going on in this 7-day forecast, Brian. Overall, we have that big storm going through today. In general, I think the Valentine's Day forecast will be pretty good. And then, Brian, as we get into the weekend, we'll also have another big storm to talk about. So we've been very, very busy in the weather department, that's for sure. And we'll do one at a time right now, but at least we know the other one's coming.
Yes, we do.
Dana, thanks so much.